Hello. Let's first find myself on the Elizabeth Croft page to see what's going on. Yes, here I am. Oh, hi Els. You're fast. Yes, I can see everybody's comments, so that's okay. Hi Yolanda. Let's wait a little while. Hi Malus. Hi Angel. Super fun that you're all here. Hi Linda. Hi Anne. Hi Miranda. Hi Kim. Whoa. Okay, so with everybody's coming in, let's get started. Hi Saskia, hi Suzanne, hi Ruli, hi Diana. I always want to say hi to everybody, but when I do that, then we will be like an hour long live, and I only have said hi to everybody. Hi Inga, hi Nicole. Don't know if you saw my picture with all the supplies I'm going to use today, but we're going to make a planner tag. Hi Ilse. And this time I cut it out of the corrugated cardstock because I thought it would be nice to see me working on something else than the watercolor paper for a change. So that's why I die cutted it out of this cool corrugated cardstock. And we're going to do some mixed media on this, and of course going to use the dies from the Art Journal Specials collection and some of my previous stamps. So let's combine all the great lines from Elizabeth Croft again. Yolanda Edmund, missed that. What did you miss? Did I miss something? Yolanda, you're saying you missed that? Oh, you missed the picture of all the supplies, I guess. So I do have a little sneak peek over here in the corner. It's Ilse, and I'm teaching an online class. It's about a tag journal, and this is the cool box that it's in. Can you hear my tag journal? It's so cool. And we just filmed it this week. All week we have been filming and editing, and now it's ready. So I'm really proud of us that we managed to do all that, and making all the kits by hand, of course. So we are really happy that we got them all finished on time. So if you want to know more about that workshop, it's in Dutch, but we're planning to actually make it English as well. So Els, if you're watching, we're listening to you. We're going to also make that one in English. But that will be available a little bit later, because we do need time to do all the voiceovers in English. But it will be coming to that. And Joy, yes, you're looking forward to the tag glass. It's going to be so cool. I have to say the kits are all sold out. We made more actually than we planned on making, but now they're sold out. But the class will be available without kit, and of course it's less expensive if you buy it without the kit. But you can find all info about that on my Facebook page and on Ilse's Facebook page as well, and on our Instagram pages. But that was that. Yes, English would be Yes, we're doing our best. We're doing our best, Suzanne. Yeah, an online workshop in English. Yes. Yes, Anya, you're one of the lucky ones getting a kit. So let's start. What I've got here is the modeling paste. It's the one of the biggest jars you could probably get, but you don't need this big a jar. It's because of the teaching of the workshops. You can use all kinds of brands. I use Amsterdam because the store that I have nearby sells all Amsterdam products, so that's why I have my modeling paste from Amsterdam. I really like it. It's good modeling paste. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my palette knife, and I'm going to spread some of the modeling paste on top of the corrugated cardstock. And because the modeling paste is quite thick, some of the lines will be totally filled up with the modeling paste, but that's what I want to happen, because I'm going to work on top of that with some watercolors, and I don't want the watercolors to go into the corrugated cardstock. Amsterdam is from Talents. Yes, it is. So I'm just going to spread some of the modeling paste, and I will not do a thick layer all over my corrugated cardstock, because of course I still want to see some of it. I don't want to completely cover it in white, because I do like the effect of the actual brown of the cardstock. But I'm going to make this part almost completely white, because I'm going to cover that with some other products, and you probably won't see a big part of this anymore when I'm finished. So I do want to make the spot big enough so you can still see it when I cover it with all my dyes and stuff. So that's why I cover this part. So I think this might be it. Hi from Norway. What have I missed? You haven't missed that much. You can watch me on TV now. Whoa, that's kind of big, I think. I have no time to watch now. I'm gonna look back later. That's okay, Daatje. Watch back later. Have a nice evening. You haven't missed a lot. I have been covering this corrugated cardstock with modeling paste, and been talking about our online journal tag class. So I have been talking a lot and haven't been working that much, but I'm going to make that up. Let's do some more of the white here. Like that. I think that's okay. So I'm going to dry it, and I have my actually more silent heat tool now, so I won't be bothering you with a lot of noise like I did last time. Oh Kim, you're still sick. Heb slechte luid 100% groen, maar er staat niks. I haven't heard anyone else saying they have bad noise or bad sound. I can understand while I'm using my heat tool the sound isn't that good, but it should be good when it's off. Oh, pneumonia. No, the sound is fine. No, thank you, Alice. Maybe you have to go out of the live and then go back in. Maybe it's something. It has something to do with Facebook. Hi, Terry. Yes, it does make a lot of noise, this one. I think it's it fell on the floor during a workshop. Somebody dropped it, so it's making a little bit of a weird noise actually. Okay, no, everybody's sound is okay, that's good. And Kim, it's too bad that you're not feeling well, and it is good to read that we're bringing a smile on your face by doing our lives, but I hope you feel better real soon. I'm using the Elizabeth Croft Designs watercolors, as I already have mentioned in my other lives. I haven't got the right tin, because I was one of the lucky ones that got that was selecting the colors for you guys. So I have a sample, but the watercolors are exactly the same as in the white tin that you can order now. Hi Maartje from the Netherlands. I'm going to use this darker blue color, or you can't see which one I'm using, but I'm going to use this dark blue. It's more like a petrol actually, I think. But I like the little bit of a darker blue color, and I'm using this paint on top of my modeling paste. And it's somewhat resistive, because modeling paste is like an acrylic and it does resist your watercolors, but I really like the effect that you're getting when you're doing that. And you can see the watercolors are still going in those lines, but they don't soak into the cardstock. And it actually doesn't matter if you do hit a little bit of the cardstock like I do now to show you, but that just dries of course in a different color, because your the base is different, and you aren't able to really spread it as much as you are on the modeling paste. Love this, thank you Els. So I'm just giving it a little bit more color here and there, just picking up some of the pigments with not that much water, because this brush does hold a lot of water already. It's a soft aqua brush. You can go to like art supply stores and look for soft aqua brushes, and then you will find these kinds of brushes, and they hold a lot of water, and I really like them for backgrounds. Actually, this is going to dry up so much lighter, of course, because it's dark, since the corrugated cardstock is wet, and then it gets darker, like you would have a wet box. I love the blue on the white. Yes, it is. Blue is always a good thing, isn't it, Ilse? Ilse's favorite color is definitely blue. I do like it as well, with yellow of course, but I'm not combining it with yellow, because I do want to force myself using a little bit of some more different colors, because I have been having a warm yellow face lately. So with all the workshops and lives, I do want to use some different colors. What I'm doing now, I dried this with a heat tool. Not something I would regularly do with watercolors, because it isn't always that good for pigments, but these pigments are doing fine with the heat tool. And when they dry and you go like splatter on top of it, then you will get your splatters to show up better than when you have a wet surface, because then the pigments will dilute in the water that's already on your background. Oh, pink! Yes, you like pink. It looks so easy, but not for me. Yes. I've looked for years for, and my watercolor is not like yours because the brush, yeah, maybe Claudia, it could be like I'm using more water, but I haven't, I know you have been coming to my workshops before, and I haven't always been using this brush. This is actually one of my older brushes. I will use it now. It's all, yeah, it's not that good anymore. As you see, it's been well used. It's a Vago brush, and it's a thicker brush, and this also holds a lot of water. This is a number 9, and I have been using these brushes a lot as well. So, but the soft color of soft aqua brushes do, yeah, I just prefer using those. Now, this is dry now. And this is actually already quite cool. I like it like this. Did you splatter with the same color? Yes, I did. I did splatter with the same color, but when my first layer is dry and I splatter on top of it with the same color, then you can build up the intensity of the pigments, and that's only possible when your first layer or first 2 layers are dry, because as I already told, if they are still wet and you do it with the same color, they will spread out and you won't see the difference. But you can actually build watercolors in pigments with the same colors. You can make them more intense by layering them when they are wet on dry. Not used, well loved. Now I have some acrylic ink. It's gold acrylic ink, and I like using acrylic inks to splatter, especially when I use like white or black or like gold, because you do have these colors in watercolors as well, of course, but watercolors are always transparent, and these acrylic inks aren't, because as you can tell, they are with acrylic, but you don't have to water them down because they already are a liquid. They are a liquid acrylic, and you can really make some cool splatters with them. I will hold this a little bit up to the camera in just a second, so you can even see it a little bit better. And I'm using an old brush for this because you don't want your good watercolor brushes to be used for this technique, because the bristles of your brushes, they don't really like to be used with acrylics. Because it's acrylic, it will like lay a little bit on top of the surface. Maybe I can show you like this. I have to wait a little bit because of course I have quite a bit of a delay, so I don't know how well you can see. Oh, Facebook is bothering me. Yes, that's really gold. That's nice, isn't it? Facebook was a little bit bothering me because I couldn't see your I couldn't see the chat. You can also dry this with the heat tool, so more noise. But I want my background to be dry so I can work on top of it. And you have to keep moving your heat tool because of the acrylics. It has like a plastic in it, and if you put your heat tool directly on one spot and you will keep on heating it, you will be cooking it, and it will boil. I've got an LMA art journal tutorial much like this. An LMA? What can you tell me what that is? And Roy is now working with tea bags because it's nice to do. Yes, it's fun to see people working with the examples that we make, because of course there are now a lot of Facebook lives, and it's really cool to see yeah, like how people make those things their own. Reminds me of kintsugi. Okay, I'll just get back home. So glad my masseuse back in business again. Yes, we're all so happy to go to like the hairdressers, and like I got my nails done. So happy that that's possible again. It's not like you, yeah, it's not the first thing you would need, but it's. I'm really happy that that we can go there again. So I did die cut this mandala from our Art Journal Specials collection, and I'm going to use this as a background. Esther, you're so late. No. It's nice that you can join us, because as I said, there are so many Facebook lives now, so you can't like watch every single day. I can understand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this part off later, because I'm going to glue this to the background, and I'm going to work with a little bit of jeans. Just this I actually bought because I needed a lot for workshops, but you can also, like if you have an old jeans that you don't fit anymore or something, then you could then you can use this. Confucius Japanese arts of fixing a broken pottery with gold to show value. Oh yes, I think I've heard of that. Yeah. Phil Live New. Yes. R. You like the green, yes. And what I'm doing with this, because this is really like very neatly cut, and that is not completely my style, so I just cut it a little, and then I just like tear it, and then I like it when it looks like that. And I actually, if I don't think that's enough, I just put my scissor in there and I just tear it some more like this, because I like it when it's a bit chunky. Are you out of your yellow? Oh, Els, haven't you been paying attention to what I already said? I already told that I'm forcing myself to use some other colors. So I'm doing it on purpose because of all the lives and the workshops, and I don't want people to see only yellow. I already told I would like to do yellow with the blue because I think that's a beautiful color combination. But I'm going to use the green today. So I have this piece of jeans, and I also have, of course, that's not changing. This is like, yeah, it's called jute, and it's just a piece of rope that I pull apart like this. So I really like that as a layer behind my dies and stuff, or like when I do a little word, I like to put this on the back. It's almost your signature combination of colors, Charlene. Yes, it almost is. Is that a jeans? Yes, it was a jeans. It's jeans. I prefer the yellow and the blue, sorry. Yes, I do. I like the yellow as well, but I thought this is also cool to do for once. And I'm going to use this on top of the jeans. And what I thought I would do is stitch that on there. I have been using a lot of my tiny attacher, of course, from Tim Holtz, and I have been using my sewing machine a lot as well, but not everybody has a sewing machine, of course. Yes, burlap, yeah, but I heard actually someone else say jute on the, and she was American, so I thought, oh, there's another word for it than only burlap. Let's see, so I was going to stitch that on there because not everybody, of course, has a sewing machine, and I have some of this green color. It's not perfectly matching, but I'm going for it. Tricia, it is burlap. Yes, I know. I have found that before, Angelique. Thank you. The green is earthy, like the natural fibers in the burlap, like it. Yeah. Is the green still a Wendy Veggie embossing power or a cardstock, please? It's a cardstock. It's a cardstock. My sewing machine made it from the floor to the table already. Wow, Els, that's cool. Now I'm going to do it by hand. And you can just take a needle and then just going to stitch that on top of there. There's a little bit of glue on there because my glue didn't do it, so I put my needle in the bottle. That's not a good thing to do. So you can do like straight stitches, or you can make like a little cross stitch, just what you like to do. It's not yes, just what you prefer, what you like to see on your pages. You can also do this with paper, of course. And that's because now I'm using it on the jeans, but you can also use paper for it. I actually think that's a little bit of a small stitch. I would like to have them a little bit bigger. So and this the back you won't be seeing because I will be gluing that on my cardstock, so I don't have to make it real neat on the back because you won't be seeing that. And maybe I will just go a little bit over the edge of the burlap. Now I'm all in the zone with my stitching, so I have to, all my needles have glue on, and then I'm not alone. No, you're not. My mom would say it's the best for the sewing machine, but the sewing machine only eats paper. Yes, you can do that with staples, of course. As I already told, I use staples a lot. And I really like doing that with staples, but just to show something else yeah. Because if all our lives would be the same, and I would only be using staples or warm yellow paper, everything would look a little bit the same. So we're hoping to give you some options in the lives, and then you can pick the things that you like the most and use that. It's all for inspiration. And I just like it, it's just a messy stitch, as you can already, you could have guessed, of course, that I wouldn't be doing like a perfect straight stitching in my on my pages. I don't even have perfect stitching on purpose when I'm using my sewing machine actually. But I do like this effect. It's just, it does look different than when you use colors and ways to work. Yes, I like it when you do like a little bit of variation. And you can also do the stitching and some of the stapling on one page, of course, because this I think I'm going to glue this on my page or on my tag, but I could also use some staples to make it on there. This is just not to make it real secure, it's just for fun. So like that. I will leave it like that because of course this does take a little bit of time, but it's just fun to do like that. And actually on the bottom there will be something different on there because I already have an idea of what's coming there, of course, so you won't be seeing that completely. Just one more stitch and then let's go to the next step. And normally I would like make a little knot in here, but since I'm going to glue it, I'm not even bothering for that, so I will just glue that on top of this. Like that. So this will be the first part. I'm proud of it, and we are others. I'm proud of it. Can throw even away. I now can even throw away even tiny scraps. This gun is staple. Seeing this makes me throwing things away. Looks like you can use everything for this. Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. So I'm going to first glue the mandala on my tag, putting some dots of glue here and there because of this Nouveau glue actually really does stick quite well. Just like that. And then I cut it off. You can also leave it, of course, but for this page I was thinking of doing it like this, so I don't want the rest of the mandala sticking out. And then I'm going to glue this as well. Make sure this piece of thread will go under there as well, like this. Just like that. So that's on there. So the mandala zoveel. You already use the mandala a lot. Yeah, I have been using it a lot, of course, and so now know what you do with all your stash. Yes, it goes in your junk journal, of course, like you did. Well, when you were teaching us, Ilse, to all make junk journals, and they are so cool. So we have all been making the junk journals Ilse has been teaching us. I have this, and we have been using our stash in there as well. I have this white branch from the Art Journal Specials collection that I already die cut it, and I'm going to stick that under there. And then what I did was I used a piece of vellum paper, and then I got my garden flowers set. Don't know if you can see this, because my light will reflect on the plastic, but my stamps are so well used that if I show them, you probably can't even tell which stamp I'm showing you, so that's why I'm using this to show. What I did, I stamped one of the flowers on the vellum, and then I just fuzzy cut it. But I really like it when you just leave it like this. I always, of course, a lot of the times I'm coloring it with watercolor, and she uses Nouveau glue. That's correct, because that also dries transparent. But I like it when you stamp your flowers on vellum or on plain white paper. You can also use plain white paper, and then it just gives a real cool effect using the vellum. So that's what I did here, and I just want this as a center point on my page. And I will use the Nouveau glue as well, and I just will put a little bit in the center, because that's darker and it will dry clear. You will see it as white when I just apply it, but then it will dry clear eventually. So let's first get that branch on there. Nice idea with the vellum. I ran out of vellum, just waiting for new order to arrive, Tracy. Well, I don't think I will run out of vellum, thanks to Sweet Esther, because she gave me so much vellum that I will be set for the rest of my life. And I really do like vellum. I already made a complete journal out of vellum. That was really fun to do, because you have to think in a different way because of the vellum that's transparent, of course. That was really a lot of fun. So pretty. Thank you. Yes, you did die cut some branches with it. You can. That's really pretty as well. Die cutting these branches with vellum. I didn't do that because I thought that would be too much vellum, and you do want some difference in colors, some more color variation. But I really do like the branches die cut it out of vellum, and of course like the pocket of the tag that Esther created for the Planner Essentials, and then you do a vellum pocket. I really like vellum for pockets as well. I'd love to see it. Oh, the vellum journal. I probably made a YouTube video of it, but if I can find the link, then I will share it. Don't know if I taped that. I think I did. So now I'm going to put this flower on there. As you can see now, you can see a little bit of the white, but when it dries, it will be transparent. So I'll just fold it a little bit so it can get stuck on there. And this does hang over my tag, but that I do like. So I did cut off the mandala, but I do like it when the flower hangs off it a little bit. And the next thing that I did was I stamped the word loved. That's from my journaling elements stamp set, and I stamped that on a piece of shrink foil, and then you can get those really cute and small elements to use in your journals. And actually, when you shrink it, I won't be doing that now because I prepped it, but that's, look at that, how cute is that? I got the little loved element, and this is the original, and this is how small it gets when you shrink it. I need to use more vellum. My wish list is growing. So when you have this of course is like a little bit of a thicker plastic. I did this on white shrink foil. You also have like transparent shrink foil, or like other colors. You even have black, I guess. But I really like this to make little elements on there. So I use the loved, and I will put it on my flower like that. And I also use a little bit of glue to do that. Bye. And then you can use all kinds of stamped words. I would like to see how this would, how cool this would be with Sue's new stamps. Actually, could you do that, Else or Sue, perhaps? I think that would be really cool to use as an element with the shrink foil, because all of those words, they would be cool if you would shrunk them with a little bit of with the shrink foil. So I think this is kind of, don't know what I have to think about this. I would probably normally use a staple just to flatten this out, because it kind of irritates me a bit that it doesn't stay flat like that. Not the whole thing, but just this one. Probably I will staple this. Oh, that would be awesome. Yes, Ilse, I see opportunities with the stems of Sue for some cool journaling elements. So maybe we should do. You will try it, Else? Super, that's cool. To try vellum. Got your staple out of the closet. Okay. Yes, I already have it. Because it does, I don't like it. So I will use my tiny attacher. Of course I will use my tiny attacher, because I'm lost without it. Bit of glue underneath. Yes, but you the glue is transparent, and because this part is darker, you probably wouldn't see it. But if I would do it here, you will always just see like a little spot of the transparent glue, and that I don't like either, actually. So that's why I use the staples, because the staples are just fun. They are plain fun. Let's see what I did. I did die cut these wool reinforcers, and I did use some of the double-sided adhesive on the back so I can stick them on quite easily. And I still really like these, the ones that you can fold over the page. And of course I use the green just to bring back that color a bit in my page. Glue dots would work. Yes, of course. Don't like seeing glue through the vellum either. Can add a stitch or two. Yes, I could have added some stitches as well. I like it, but you all are so offering all these creative alternatives. So I'm really curious of what you will be making of it yourselves, if you're going to make something like this. You can see glue dots too. I tried. Which green is it? It's a nice color green. It's an olive colored cardstock. It's called Florence. In the Netherlands you can get that quite easily. Don't know how it's if it's also available in the US, of course, or in England, but the Florence cardstock is you can get that real easily in the stores in the Netherlands, and this is an olive color. And I do like the green, actually. It's not that I only like yellow, but I do like this color of green as well. I don't like olives, but I do like the olive green color. You see that, love? That really is cute, isn't it? And then my tag is almost finished, because what I would do when I use it in my planner, I also use a lot of pictures actually to do memory keeping in my planners. So I would do like a photo strip behind this flower a bit, or just I would do like a picture here to finish it. And when I'm prepping it, I would put it in my planner like this, but then I would probably add a photograph. Oh my god, the internet turned Facebook off. I'm always panic here. Relax, Lila, relax. I lose every darn pair of tweezers. Where have a pinky tweezers have gone? Shh, I have 3 pairs of these tweezers. And can't you see the staples? Yes, of course. Yes, you can. You absolutely can see the staples, but the staples have they are an extra element to my page. I use staples a lot, and I use that as an element. I could just do 3 staples here just for fun. So these staples aren't bothering me, but the glue, that's just plain. I just use the glue for getting things stuck on my page, and I don't use that as an extra element. Do you put something on the back? Yes, I always do something on the back. And for instance, here I have like a staple, or I could have some stitching on the back, and I actually just work on top of it. I could cover this in maybe modeling paste or gesso, and then work on top of it with my acrylics or with my watercolors. But I also could cover it a bit with like a torn piece of design paper from our collection. But I always do the front and the backs of my journaling pages. Really enjoy watching you create. Well, this is I'm almost done, but what I would do here, because I always like a little black element on there, and I use a lot of word strips. Just have to get my Tim Holtz but how is it called? Small talk word strips, and those you will see a lot in on my pages. And then live every day with intention, start each day with a grateful heart, and they are all really cool, so actually it doesn't really matter with which one. A dream is a wish your heart makes. That's fun. And then I would probably, that one is a little bit big. I would like one that's a little bit smaller. Let life surprise you. That's fun. That's like, let life surprise you. Like that. And now, I always miss something when I don't have like a little text on there. And I could use more stamped words and cut them out. But I do like the black background with these small talk stickers, so I use them a lot as well. Now it's done. So this is my planner tag with the mixed media background and just some fun elements on there. I hope you liked watching it. I surely did like creating it. And I want to thank you for joining us at Elizabeth Craft Designs again. And tomorrow Esther will be here, I thought. And then Wednesday and Friday Els will go live, if I'm correct. But you can see the whole planning of the lives on the Facebook page as well, so we would really enjoy it if you would if you're joining us for the rest of the lives this week. For now, I hope you have had a fun time. I'm wishing you a really nice evening if you're in Europe, or a really nice afternoon if you're in the US or somewhere else in the world. Have a nice day. Bye.